Pretty difficult for me.
Yeah.
To come.
Oh, yeah. Well, but you don't have a difficult boner. You have a difficult blasting.
Yes.
We gotta clip that for the ladies. Clip that so Sam can post that. No, it's not a problem with the boat. It's only a problem I just can't come. I can just have to keep fucking. Show him your abs. Show him. Stand up and show him your abs, and we'll talk about how you can't come, but you can stay hard. Yes, he's.
I've been
his
sick
abs
and
are
I haven't
fucking,
eaten.
But because of that, his abs are looking fucking tight. Dude. Absolute fucking cum gutters, dude.
Welcome to the show, everybody.
Welcome to the show.
You don't know what we're talking about, hopefully.
Hopefully.
So
Praise God. Thank God.
all good.
God.
We also edited it out. I didn't know these cameras were recording, and I led a very sad guided meditation.
Yeah, but I breathed in, I breathed out, and I let everything go.
It's about 1:30, 1 a.m.
Yeah.
At the Creek of the Cave Comedy Club right now.
Burning the midnight oil.
Strange.
Oh, yeah.
No pussy getting for us tonight. That's why we're doing this podcast.
And usually when we're at the Creek and Cave, it's because we're pussy hounds, and this is where our dogs just bark, bark, bark.
I do. We do go. I do.
You said we do well.
You're about to go. You're about to go, honey child.
Our collective amount of pussy is pretty good right now. The collective amount of pussy between me and Samuel.
Well, I only fuck women who give it
right
up to the team. So the way she's smirking at him, I think she's gonna let JT hit. You know,
I was telling Sam that I just said at Buzzmo the other night, and like a night nurse, like a night school ass nurse with nails out to here, fucking 22-year-old black girl with big done up hair and scrubs.
hasn't seen a classroom with the sun up.
She called me hot and asked for my Instagram. I didn't give it to her. I just walked straight away because I'm autistic and married. And I don't even know how to joke away from being hit on. I was like, "Meh," and just walked right to my car and immediately went home. I was like, babe, we're fucking right now. I am with the titanium man right now. I'm about to blast you through the fucking floorboards. Some fucking girl with fingernails out to here said I could be a model, babe.
Some girl with a Nissan Altima that's about to get repoed.
Yeah, I was like, for a girl that's going in scrubs, you've really done a lot with your hair. Yeah, there's no way the hospital hasn't said something to you about your hair.
For someone who has to keep a sterile work environment, the nails and hair would be, I don't know, a little.
I was wondering, what type of nurse are you exactly? What type of hospital's yeah, no, come in like that, fuck it.
Oh, I kill white people's parents.
Yeah.
Oh, me?
I remember I was talking to Heather outside where she was like, yeah, I feel like women get hit on less than men do in comedy because we're up there and we're so confident. And I'm like, I just think most men that are comedians have never been hit on before, so we just talk about it a lot. I think about men getting hit on in comedy because if a girl says something nice to a comedian, I'll talk about it for a week. The nail girl, this was already almost a full week ago already. That I'm I was so funny, a girl said I was sexy. Fuck, dude, almost a full week.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, she said because they're so confident.
Yeah, I thought
confidence and talent are the greatest aphrodisiacs. They're better than any aesthetic or physical feature.
He said, skip the chocolate, give me confidence.
Well, do you think for women also?
That's what I'm saying. I'm more attracted to a woman with talent, visible. If you meet a woman who's just great at what she does, comic, singer, fucking pottery person, that is just, it's just such a turn on to me.
I am so good at killing white people's parents.
Do you know what I think is sexy? When a woman wants to have sex with me. That makes me fucking crazy.
Oh, I'm a cleaner. Is there a sign in my yard that says dead white folks ass garage? Do you leave dead Gladys in my garage? Is there a sign?
Yeah, I guess.
Am I quoting Pulp Fiction for you?
At some point in nurse school, they were like, hey, so what's the rules on nails? And they were 2.5 inches. And she was like, okay, right there. She's like, that's the exact metric up right there.
This is, she's like 2.5 before it grew.
Man, I'll tell you, dude.
Uh-huh.
That clickety clack at a keyboard,
It's hot.
it's hot. That's like a.
Oh my god.
When it's loud on the phone, when you can hear those nails slapping on the phone, I go, that's hot.
Yeah, I
That's
used to
a
date a
sexy
girl
thing.
who would do that. She would get the long, ridiculous nails every 2 weeks when she got paid, and she would just do shit around the house just to make me happy.
Yeah.
She would just like clack on walls and shit.
That's
And
nice.
part of it is because she couldn't do anything. She's like, I can't fucking. I'm gonna break these things. I'm like, yeah, all right. Well, it looks like no one's eating. No one's gonna eat tonight.
They just got that as an excuse not to work. Women put the nails on, so they go, I can't help you with yard work today. And I go, I was about to put you in the trenches too. All right. Since you got those French tips though, you can chill inside today.
Hey, I can't help with my chores, huh? I can't.
My wife did recently say I want to learn how to mow the lawn, and I was like, well, then get out there then. I was like, I don't. But she said, I want to learn how to mow the lawn.
You went. Who's stopping you?
I said, you want to learn how to mow the lawn? She's like, yeah. I was like, then go do it. And she was like, no, I mean like one of these days. And I was like, oh, that's like a dream.
Hey babe, no barrier to entry.
It's just a fantasy that she has. One day she'll use the lawnmower. Okay.
Hey, you know what? I'll teach you what side the handles are, and I feel like you're just gonna grasp.
You know what I did when I bought the lawnmower on Facebook Marketplace is I was typing in lawnmower spelled incorrectly until I found a good deal. I did that with everything I get for yard equipment. I spell it incorrectly and I find like quality stolen equipment on Facebook Marketplace. It's the last one I got. I can send you guys a screenshot. It's Lawnmower, LANW, and then the second is NORE, Lawnmower.
And it's just because it's just like, just like European immigrants that stole it?
Yeah, it's just stolen. They put it up on Facebook same day, and I go, yeah, dude, I'll see you in the Home Depot parking lot. Let's go, dude.
It's just like a Romanian guy who just steals shit and doesn't really grasp.
100%. It's not one Romanian guy. It's a whole fucking family of those gypsies that are just running Facebook Marketplace with stolen, misspelled goods. But that's the move. It's misspelled on Facebook Marketplace. You're going to get some stolen
Damn,
goods.
I never thought about that.
Yeah. Also, search backpack vacuum. That's how you can get a leaf blower. Backpack vacuum.
Damn,
you'll
I got
find-
motherfucking hiccups right now. Like a fucking ass.
My man was gasping. That's why.
Yeah, I nearly fainted, dude. I got these damn vapors. Yeah, now this medicine I've been fucking taking, 100,000, whatever that is, milligrams of whatever the fuck I take, just like
Probably
made me
not
nauseous.
100,000
No, it was
grams of
1,000
it.
milligrams
Okay.
a day of it. It makes me nauseous. So then I was like, oh, can I get a seltzer water? And then it just gave me a fucking hiccups like a child.
Seltzer? Oh, is that soda water? What's the difference between soda water and seltzer
I guess
water?
I don't really fucking know.
I don't know either.
Do you know the difference?
No, tomato, yeah.
You know the difference between parsley and Italian parsley?
Soda's this hard R, and soda's seltzer's hard R, seltzer's soft A.
It's a lot easier
That's
for
cheap.
parsley to get a loan.
Speaking of Italians, who is keeping like Axe body spray still in business? Because I smelled a lot of Axe body spray like on the walk over here. And I'm like,
Really?
it doesn't seem like an adult move.
No.
It's like a
It's for
high school
junior
kid
hires,
move,
right?
yeah.
I had it in junior high, yeah. 'Cause
So,
it's-
like there's a lot of
it was gonna
Italian
get me
men
laid.
out just fucking rocking the Axe body spray.
Yeah, it's for immigrants and children with learner's permits. That's who.
I was convinced in junior high that like a little Axe spray was like the edge I needed. Like a little Axe spray was definitely gonna set me apart from the other fucking zit-covered fundamentalist Christians wearing a uniform.
Did it?
Maybe that was it, yeah.
It's
Maybe
not,
that was it.
and it's not like specific to really any nationality. It's just like you come to this country and you're like, all right.
What's the best body spray you got? And they point at the Axe and they go, this is good. This is America. This is America, baby.
They do the De Niro. They go,
Yeah. Do they have Axe body spray in England?
probably.
I hate England.
What?
I hate England. I hate.
We weren't gonna do this.
The UK?
We were not gonna bash them today.
Okay, I don't like Europeans.
I don't
I
allow
mean, as
that.
people-
England's not Europe. They
Yeah.
Brexited.
Oh, maybe I'm back on board for. I've just never met a European that's been nice. But almost every European I meet wants to tell me about how bad America is, or wants to tell me about how like, oh, I didn't know that America, the roads here are like half gravel, half asphalt. And I'm like, okay, dude, then why don't you go back to France where they're made of stone, dude?
Hey,
why don't
cool.
you go back to
you
fucking
want
France,
fucking
dude?
health care? Why don't you go where your music sucks ass?
You know, in France, people eat 4 meals a day and no one gets fat. Here, everyone fat. Oh, okay.
We got Jack Harlow, bitch.
Yeah.
You want infrastructure?
Let me think of all the things France imported. Dudes like you. That's it. France just imported annoying people. What
We
does
have
America
sexy
export?
red.
We're sitting on sexy red. You guys got one of those out there?
Now
They've never
that's a
seen
night.
anything
That's
like
a
that.
night. That's a night nurse's music. It's Jack Harlow and Sexy Red.
That's good music, though. I love radio music.
I don't.
If it's market tested, I'm gonna enjoy it.
You're a man of the market.
I am, yeah.
You
I'm
let the
the
market
everyday
decide.
American.
He
Yeah.
lets the market decide.
I like pop. I like it when Spotify. I just put on pop music on Spotify, and it says, "Hey man, this is kind of like the vibe." I go, "Yeah, dude. I
With a
want
couple
computers
cold
to take over." What was that?
With a couple cold ones.
Why not, dude? It's not a crime yet. Biden hasn't taken that from us, right? It's not a crime to enjoy a couple cold ones and put on Spotify. It's like the one thing that they haven't taken from a man yet.
You were telling me about that British guy who got ball cancer
A British guy that got ball cancer.
on the way here.
Dude, well, because I dated this girl when we first started dating. She had a roommate that was just mean to me. He was just like this British dude that was like this older British dude that was mean to me. I was like 21 and he was like 30 and he was just mean. And I was like, man, I fucking hate your roommate. This dude sucks. And then like 4 months after we started dating, we're on Molly. We tell each other we love each other. And she goes, hey, by the way, you know my roommate? I dated him for 10 years. And I was like, oh, that's a pretty crazy thing
That's
to tell
your
me.
response?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
didn't even make a sound. I went, whoa.
Yeah, and then I dated her for like 3 years after that. But he was so mean the entire time we dated, and finally realized like, oh yeah, you're like jealous because this was like, you know, your girlfriend for a decade. That's why
decade.
that's why you're just a mean guy. But then right after we broke up, he got testicular cancer, and she told me, and I had to pretend like I wasn't like, fuck yeah, dude, I hate this fool. I had to be like, oh no, I'm so sorry about your friend. That's such a bummer that your friend lost one of his testicles.
One of his balls?
Oh no, that's so rough. That's so rough.
Or as they call them over there, bollocks. He's only got a bollock now, huh?
Man, I remember her telling me that, and I was like, "That's a pretty crazy thing." To...
Yeah, they don't cough more my goose eggs. They don't produce no sperm whales like they used to.
He was a
I have to
bore
get-
too.
what's that?
His parents moved to England from South Africa, and they were like
good.
boars. Yeah, I always thought that was really funny.
What's that?
That they were boars, so that they were just like the people that like they're like, yeah, the settling got hard. They fought back, apartheid lost, so we moved back to England.
Turns out the 1 to 700 million ratio, where we were the bad guys who wouldn't work with them, went against our odds.
They had to go back to England. That's said, well, real tail between
Turns
your
out we had
legs.
centuries to just maybe work with them.
It's so funny, dude. That whole like Afrikaan. It's
that-
just like Dutch, but they call it Afrikaan.
Afrikaan.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, we're
right?
Africans.
Yeah. This is Afrikaan, dude. It sounds like fucking Dutch to me, buddy. That rules.
Dude, yeah. Yeah.
Maybe that's what happened to Charles. He just got cancer, right?
Who?
Charles, King Charles.
Oh, he got cancer?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
King
it
Charles
was announced
got-
like maybe it's Monday that he
He's
got
losing
cancer.
a bulk, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know if
man.
it's ball cancer.
He's losing
They
his
won't
fucking
say.
Royals jewels, huh? He's losing a couple stones off the fucking crown, eh?
Man, am I just
He's
stupid?
London Bridges or faulty.
How do they let that happen still? Like where they have like a king and queen that held like not real political power?
It's the same with like all of our politics. It's
Is
to
it the same?
Keep us so busy that we can't actually come up with real
It sounds
solutions.
even like my dad has dementia right now, and one thing that he like gets fixated on, not right now, he'll have it forever, but one thing that he gets fixated on right now is hating the royal family, which he's
for
never
him.
done in his
Good for
life.
him.
I love it. I
I
love
love
this
it.
side
Yeah,
of him.
fuck yeah.
He goes, they don't deserve any of that. And I go, yeah, dad.
Yeah.
This political conscious side of you is incredible. Yeah, fuck those monarchs. But yeah, and it, every time I talk to him, not every time, but he brings it up a lot, and so it's made me think like, you know what, Dad, you're right. Why do they still have that over there? How chumpy are those British people that they still say God save the king, dude? I don't even put my hand over the
How
heart
dumb
for the
are they
Pledge
to
of
let
Allegiance.
their kings and queens on their money?
Yeah.
We would never make that mistake.
No, we put Harriet Tubman on our money. Right? We did that, right?
For a limited time only.
For a little Sacagawea on the $1 coin. That's fine. We threw Sacagawea.
Yeah, we
on a
did that,
coin.
and
It's
then we were like,
hilarious.
how about the Seal of Nevada? Okay. It's a cactus for Arizona. What do you think? Do you think royals are good or bad for this world?
I feel like they're just theater, right? Like, what's the difference between that and the Kennedys?
Well, here's a bad take.
I
I
totally
think
agree.
that I don't think the idea of royals for all countries are bad.
You think some people just need a king.
I think some people
You
just
say
need-
some people, they just need a king, all
I
right?
do. I think some people need a king and a queen. Other societies they don't.
My old roommate was in Thailand.
But it's not my room to judge
when
the
their king
societies.
died.
Huh?
in Thailand when their king died, my roommate was there, and he said people were literally just breaking down sobbing. He's like, it wasn't a bit. I'd be
They had
talking
to
to
think for
someone,
themselves now, huh?
and they would just cry that their king was dead. And I
This
was
is
like,
Thailand?
yeah.
So my college roommate was from Bangkok, and he goes, no, you have to understand, like, the people there are, like, way happier than the people here, and they have nothing. You know what I mean? Because there's just so huge differences. But they do, like, they like the system.
Yeah, they love their king.
Yeah, it's wild.
You know
That's
what?
my point. Some people need that.
Does America need that?
What are you, fucking Curtis Yarvin?
Who's Curtis Yarvin?
He's like a modern pro monarchist.
That's a hilarious bit. That's so funny.
Yeah, he's an
that's
American monarchist.
It's like, who are his American monarchs? Who does he think should be?
I don't remember.
Oh, that'd be incredible if he's like, yeah, I know who these guys are. We need the guys that invented McDonald's family. Those guys need to be our gods now.
Anderson Cooper is the king.
Dude, oh man, I would love to have a king of America. Be simpler.
Simone Biles would be tight.
Raven Simone, any of them, man.
Oh, bro, we didn't even talk about Raven Simone's
Raven
brother.
Simone's brother. Yeah, he's been going through
He
it.
got arrested and kicked out of a restaurant again.
Again, dude.
Just drunk.
Just cruising, dude.
Just partying too.
He's still
God
living in the
damn.
high life of the That's So Raven days.
Was he on the show?
Was he on the show?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Maybe. He got to live the
Look,
high
he was
life.
in Entourage.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so yesterday.
I've never watched Entourage.
Oh, you never saw Entourage?
I think we were children when that was coming out.
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to watch secular TV growing up.
Me neither. Well,
And you watched Entourage as a child?
Well, I watched it in like 9th grade.
That's a child watching secular TV.
Okay, fine.
That is secular TV, man. I started watching
in
The
high
Office
school.
in 10th grade.
In high school, they kind of finally gave up, and then we bought cable. We didn't have cable
that's
until
cool.
high school.
Watching SpongeBob for the first time, just mind fucking blown. That's growing up homeschooled is like people will talk to me like,
you were proper homeschool.
you remember like SpongeBob? I'm like, no, I wasn't allowed to watch SpongeBob or Pokemon. I don't get those references. And
So
it's
your
too
mom taught you everything.
late. Yeah. Yeah, she like went to college in Mississippi too.
This guy already had one hand tied behind his back. Now he's got a Mississippian teaching him homeschool.
It's funny. At one point, my dad was working and my mom was working, so they'd come home from work and be like, "Did you do school today?" And I'd just be like, "Yep." I'd be like, "Yep, I did all of the school."
God damn.
What are you gonna call me a liar? That'd be crazy if I was just lying to you.
On God?
I remember one time I did a math test in front of my mom and I got like an 80 something, and she was like, "That's not good enough. Do it again." And so I was like, okay. And so I went and did the same math test and got 100% because it was the same math test. And she was like, "There it is. Good job." And I was like, "Got it." I was like, I think I know exactly how this is going to work. And I was an A student from then on out.
Were we talking about home vaccines?
Yeah,
we
you got
did.
home vaccines. That's insane.
Not always, just a little bit.
Just the good ones. Just the ones they don't want you to have. Just the strong ones that they don't want you to have.
Yeah, just like Winstrol, you know.
Oh, man. Oh, man. First topic is an Austin-specific story. It's one of the beautiful Austin-specific stories. Our kind of number one.
I
Our
think
go-to.
it's one of the stories that inspired the show.
It's the spark that makes me sick.
You got it.
It's one of the sparks that makes me sickest. It's something that, like, I remember when it happened and I never let it down. And so many other people just let it down. So many other people just forgot and didn't worry about it. And, like, I have been fixated on this for, what, almost 10 years now, right? It's 2016 when does that happen, right?
I thought it was 2015.
Oh, 2015? Wild.
Look it up. We'll make sure.
Old Sal.
But
From Wall Street Bank.
I remember it has to have been before 2017 because I was still in school. I graduated 2017. And,
They said take the day off.
no, I was downtown. I was on Rainy when it happened.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I
Suspicious.
wasn't in the same bar.
Oh, that's interesting.
You think I had it together to kill an FBI agent back then?
Wow.
I was blacked out trying to fucking take home an alpha phi home, you know?
I'm out there banging alpha themes right now,
I'm
dude.
trying to take a middle tier sorority girl back to my not great apartment.
It's crazy what girls would come home to.
Yes, they will. I
insane.
had a windowless loft that semester.
There's nothing I hate more than when a guy's like, "It's so hard dating in Austin." I'm like, yeah, because I was a drug addict that slept on a beanbag.
Yeah, what's your fucking problem? How is it hard?
No idea what you people are like. It's so hard to date in Austin. And there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you that you need to change.
I don't even like this city, but the dating life is pretty damn
good here,
easy.
yeah.
That like I'm like not incentivized to grow as an individual or move to a better city.
Yeah. I talk to people that will even tell me, oh, and the apps make it harder. Yeah, then okay. If the apps are even harder, then just go up to women in real life. They're out every night and they want to talk to you. Not you, because you're gross and weird and you're mad at them.
Yeah,
You're
not
operating
you
on a
because you
level
hate
that's
women.
mad at women. Yeah.
Turns out if you don't hate them, then they'll want to talk to
I
you.
remember someone explaining negging to me one time, and like it was like early 2000s, the first time I heard that, and I was like, I don't think that'll work for me. Like I couldn't imagine not just being friendly to a girl and instead just being like, hey, you fucking greasy ass bitch. Do you want to suck it? Hey, what's up? Your skin looks horrible. You horrible skin sits all over it. Do you want to kiss later?
Women will be into anything.
Nah, that's true.
This
I will
girl
be
who
too,
I've been
though.
talking to, when I first met her, I didn't even know she was really that into me. And I was nice. But like I was like 2 months out of a 4-year relationship and told her that. And then she still continued to talk to me.
Girls love hearing that.
And then like 6 weeks in, she's like, why haven't you really like, really just like opened up to me? I'm like, what?
Because you're not my therapist.
Because you're not my therapist and I'm like processing a 4-year breakup.
Well, I think it's time
A
to
4-year
open
relationship,
up to me, Sam.
in 2 months, whatever. And I just remember like, the crazy thing was she's like, I'm just really into people who aren't into me. And I'm like, oh, you mean emotionally unavailable people? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, well, I'm like, do you think I'm emotionally unavailable? She's like, I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, that sounds like someone describing a relationship with their father in real time. When it's like, oh, I'm into emotionally unavailable men. It's like, oh, shit, I wonder where that comes from. It's unexplainable, I'm sure. Yeah, I could have been a psychologist. Therapy's easy. I could have been a therapist. Not necessarily licensed, but I feel like I could diagnose anyone.
Yeah, do you want to...
Autistic.
Do you want to kill
Autistic.
your father and fuck your mother?
Yeah, dude, I'm a man. Of course I do. Kidding me? That's all I think about.
I definitely want to kill my dad, but I don't want to fuck my mom.
Just to gather his strength, though. Not because I hate him. I just want to take his strength as a man.
my mom has never worked at Knights College, so not really my...
You guys hear about the sister?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can read about that too. We'll go ahead and we'll explain it, and then if you can read what you just out loud, what you read. So basically, the story that really like inspired the show a couple years ago on Rainy Street, where like all these guys are winding up dead in the lake from the Rainy Street killer allegedly. There's a famous bar called the Container Bar. Long story short, an FBI agent just went in and blew his brains out on the dance floor. Freaky Friday.
That was fun. On the dance floor. On the dance floor in front of everyone. In front of his coworkers that were there and out of town. In front of people dancing, trying to get laid. In front of Sam that night. he
Striking
was
out.
there. Yeah. Crazy. Crazy. And the reports say, multiple people say, that the police got there and said, delete the footage from your phone. That's just wild.
They went around and took people's phones, apparently.
That's what I've heard. Yeah,
And
I
then
don't know
the-
proof of that, but...
Well, the Austin American Statesman didn't report about it. I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of those things where and then when you looked it up years later, a lot of articles started disappearing.
A lot of articles disappeared from
So,
it.
we
There's
can-
no police report on this incident either. You can go on their website and search this time area. There's no police report on this incident. It's insane. It's a weird thing that feels hidden.
One of the things that is interesting about him, and we can go ahead and just say his name. His name is Sal Cincinelli. So Paisan, we mourn you.
Salvatore.
Neither of us are Italian, but but we are a Paisan in that you investigated the Clinton Foundation.
Spiritually, I'm Italian.
Spiritually, I don't like the Clintons.
Hey, but Clintons are welcome over to my house anytime.
Although actually I should, because I really like winners. I'm a bandwagoner.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, I mean, I don't know anything about Clinton's politics, but I know that he was a guy that was, like, playing saxophone for pussy. That is a type of guy that I guarantee would be easy to smoke weed with and talk
Is that
to.
camera on? All right, so you want to read a little bit of this?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Explain to people really.
He was, initially he was a Wall Street guy. He was a Wall Street financier, good money, good lifestyle. But then he went on to be a supervisory special agent who spearheaded many of the FBI's high-profile and complex Wall Street investigations, including probing the finances of the Clinton Foundation, and after leaving his Wall Street career, Sal was first assigned to the New York field office and later promoted in D.C. So, like, that right there, baby. From Wall Street boy to FBI Clinton investigator to a D.C. office job, that is a trajectory where you're bumping elbows with the type of people that, like, aren't mentioned in stories. You know what I mean? The people that are pulling the wires behind the scene. You know, the men behind the curtain, Wizard of Oz style. That's who this guy's bumping elbows with, way up there at the top. This guy's like, you know, probably worshiping Baal or Moloch at this point.
Yeah, it's Bohemian Grove people.
Yeah, this guy knows Bohemian Grovers for sure. For sure. And then FBI officials instructed Austin police to not release any of the details of the death to the media.
And
wild.
And here in writing, you have it that the police actually went around and took people's phones and had them watch them delete all videos and photos of it. One of the things that when they look at Cincinnati, like at the time of his death, he was a supervisory special agent of the FBI's Complex Financial Crimes Unit. So these are the kind of people who are looking at racketeering. They are looking at possible treason at this level. They're looking at seeing, are people who were politicians or are politicians or have the ears of politicians, are they working with other countries for personal benefit at the detriment of our society?
He's the guy that's trying to make sure that you don't just go straight from your government job to a lobbyist job or on some big pharma board.
And
right?
You know what? A guy like that knows that's going to happen.
Yeah.
What he's trying to do is just limit the amount of damage that you do when you go do that. We all know it's going to happen.
Yeah, you can't beat
You can't beat it.
Yeah.
You play and you mitigate the damage.
Yeah. What's that?
You
what's
hope
that?
they do.
What's that Texas company that Cheney owns or Cheney
Halliburton.
was on? Halliburton. Halliburton's like the best example of that.
That's an Austin company.
That's an Austin company?
It was originally called Brown and Root Company, and then it became Halliburton.
Much better name.
And these are original University of Texas alumni that actually grew up and went to college when Jeb Bush played tennis at the University of Texas in the 70s.
Go Horns.
Hook 'em,
the
baby.
second gayest thing Jeb did in college.
His whole meeting his wife is a crazy story. Do you know about that?
I don't.
When Jeb Bush did like a mission trip out in Guanajuato in Mexico and met his wife and like a year or two after, there's like a lot of people who just died in Guanajuato. Anyways, I just want to say there was like a massacre.
I remember this.
Yeah.
I remember reading this information, yeah.
I don't think he went in there and cleaned everyone's necks, you know. But like, it's a crazy
suspicious
thing.
His wife wasn't taken.
You know, and then strangely enough, like a decade later, like a UT student went on a spring break down in Mexico, and his parents were friends with the Bushes, and their son was kidnapped and like sacrificed in a satanic ritual. I wish I had thought about this because I would have the name. I don't remember his name. I could find that article so we could read it right now. But if you want to Google like 1980s UT student sacrificed in Mexico.
If that doesn't narrow it down.
That's just such a. I know that's crazy. We did not plan on talking about that. We were going to talk about Kilroy. That's exactly the guy. He was kidnapped in Tamaulipas. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom.
And sodomized for hours.
This is the guy. This is the martyr of Mark Kilroy, as a UT Austin student who went down to Mexico and was kidnapped and killed in a satanic ritual. They believe that his parents actually sold him to the cult because they were either in some financial trouble or they were part of the cult themselves.
What type of money you get for a kid to a cult in the 80s?
An able-bodied young adult, I think you get more than just like an old person. You know?
Oh, for sure. For sure. It's got to be like the adoption agencies where it's like the best kids are the most expensive. It's got to be like that.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably, right?
A New York City-based cult. Man, the 80s really were the hot time for cults, dude.
Right.
Now cults are
Pre-internet.
so boring. Yeah.
You know?
You couldn't just disprove them. Now you can just disprove
You had
every
long-distance
internet
telephones to communicate, but you had no internet or paper trails.
Yeah. You could be anyone.
You also had really high-speed jets, you know, but like shitty cameras. So you could travel and talk in long distances and cover long distances in short times. but you just couldn't get caught.
You know, the president's elections, they used to just walk around, just say a different thing in every city they'd go to.
Yeah, they would just go.
Just say whatever that city liked the most.
You know, I love Ohio.
Wow.
You guys, I'm gonna hook you up with this.
Hey, well, you know, we're gonna build the next factory here, Wisconsin. Hey, Wisconsin, you know what we're doing here? Next factory.
We're gonna take all those jobs from Hawaii.
Hawaii's factory, the hot factory nation of Hawaii,
I
is
think
going
we're gonna
down
grow
the drain.
pineapples here in Michigan.
I worked with a guy
they're like,
that
the
worked in
climate won't
Army
allow it.
Intelligence, and he told me, he was like, when I worked in Army Intelligence in Hawaii, I had to drive into this pineapple field every day and walk to the middle of the pineapple field and open up this hatch and go like a half mile down ground to my office. And I was like, that sounds like really secret information. And he was like, yeah, technically, but like, how are they going to find out I told you? And I was like, well, maybe one day. Right now. Right now.
He said, I don't know, I really don't stop talking,
Yeah.
and one day I might just find myself in a 3-camera multi-microphone room.
He said, what are they going to do? Come find me? I go, maybe.
What are they gonna do? Kill you in the container bar?
Yeah, I says, what are they going to do? Kill you in a container bar?
Are they
buddy?
gonna sacrifice me in Tamaulipas?
This is the last time I talked to Sal.
Let's read a little bit about Mark Kilroy. If we can zoom in, if you can read a little bit about what you, did you see anything real fast that you thought was interesting on this?
Nothing jumped out to me immediately.
I guess the main story, if anyone wants to look at the story of Mark Kilroy, I haven't looked at this story in years. I just remember reading it a long time ago when I was looking at the nature of sacrificial killings of people in Texas, and Austin being a hotbed for like alleged, ritualistic sacrifice. And Mark's story jumped out, and his parents had a loose connection to the elder Bushes, and that was something that just like the fact that all those people died in Guanajuato, the fact that he died, I know this far, Mexico's big, but it stuck out to me. If anyone wants to look into Mark, it's a very interesting story. We could devote more time to him another day, give him a proper, send off, because rest in peace.
A hero send
No,
off.
I mean, it's just a young man. He didn't know what was happening to him.
He was just trying to enjoy Mexico. God,
Yeah.
that's me next month. If I get ritual sacrificed,
What if the Koreans at the embassy?
Dude, I'm
North
not worried about
Koreans?
the Koreans at the embassy. If Koreans come at me, dude, I could fucking 4 or 5 of them same time. No worry about that. No worry about that. Koreans, dude, North Koreans, the DPRK's military training, bring it, bro.
Yeah, you go to
Bring
Gracie.
it,
You go
dude.
to Gracie Studio
Yeah,
in
dude.
Austin,
I'll say,
Texas.
hey, dude, I have 1 stripe on my jiu-jitsu white belt, dude. That 1 stripe I learned for karate chopping Koreans.
My wife took me to Dairy Queen afterwards.
If I've been good,
I got a dilly bar, so
Oh, man.
suck my dick.
I like. They have so many different types of dipped cones now.
Really? What's
Yeah.
the one right now for you?
I like the churro dipped cone.
Bitch.
Yeah,
that
it's
sounds
so good. Yeah, and that's not. They also have like a
In
strawberry
the dust?
flavored.
They did
Yeah.
that shit in the dust?
No, they dip it in like a cream. Like it's like a dipped cone. It looks like doo doo. Looks like doo doo, but it's churro. It's really good.
good. They get the churros so thin. Like me, nona.
Dairy Queen also
Sal
serves
Cincinnati.
chicken and dumplings.
What's that now?
The Dairy Queen by my house, it's a Mayfield establishment.
Oh, yes.
The
Which,
Mayfield establishment.
If people live in Austin, Texas, make sure you go to a Mayfield Dairy Queen,
Yeah.
because he pays his employees less and he works harder.
Yeah.
But the food is better.
The food's better because they have to work so hard for it. Yeah, Mayfield establishment's the only Dairy Queens I go to. It's the only Dairy Queens that always have an armed guard with an AK-47 or an AR-15 on them.
It's the most
That's
Texas
awesome.
experience. You can
I want to
really,
see an armed guard, not just with some toolie on his hip, but when homeboy has a straight up fucking war rifle
want a
on him.
blicky.
That's what. Yeah, I'm like, dude, you actually got that fucking extendo. You got that Draco. Yeah, you got that fucking
Yo, did
like.
he got that banana clip on
yeah,
that?
absolutely, dude.
Yeah, they got
Absolutely.
bananas for the splits
I
over
say
there,
you-
and he got a banana for his fucking clip.
You can shoot 30 5.56s out of an AR-15 at
Yo,
the Dairy Queen.
Yo, they
my
could
man.
Gabby Gifford this store right
Yeah,
now.
what?
Do you know that?
who's Gabby Gifford?
I'm using. I feel so bad. You go ahead, pull her up. I'm using this as a verb. There was a kid who walked into a grocery store in Phoenix, Arizona, years ago with banana clips, and he shot a U.S. representative.
Oh,
she
I remember that.
survived the
Wasn't
shooting.
he killed by a good guy with a gun?
Yes.
Yes.
She survived, so I can use her name as a verb.
But the
and it's,
shooter,
I'm a
and
good
this is when
guy.
I was in community college. I remember this.
Yeah.
The shooter was killed by a
good guy with a gun.
Which, like, for Texas, dude, this was in Arizona, though.
Ooh,
But
for the Mayfield Dairy Queens, they were like, yes,
yeah,
sir.
Mayfield was like, dude, let's get this guy.
Yes, sir.
This guy needs 30 more projectiles on his fucking.
Mayfield
belt
called
right
the
now.
good guy with the gun and said, "Hey, sir, I know you don't need it. Hey, sir, I know you don't need a job, but if you ever find yourself out of work,
Head of security.
head of security."
But yeah, they got chicken and dumplings at the Mayfield establishments. And I said, how's the chicken and dumplings? And the guy said, not good. Don't try it. And I said, God, I want to try those chicken and
But
dumplings.
he goes, but for real, those churro dip.
Yeah. Cheers. Yeah.
What'd you-
The baby size Oreos is less than 400 calories. The kid size Oreo
Only?
Blizzard. Yeah, it's less than
Sorry,
400
so
calories.
many
Hey, in
calories.
dessert perspective, that's really good. That's really good. Oh, why don't you go eat half an apple pie? That's over 2,000 calories. Have you ever typed in your calories for the day after drinking 12 Modelo's? Dude, put 12 Modelo's into your calorie tracking app. It bums you the fuck
Okay, first of all,
out.
alcohol calories don't count.
That's what I thought too.
No,
but
they don't count.
for weight loss?
They don't count.
Trust me, buddy. Because I'll be eating good. I don't drink anymore, but I'd be eating good, and then I'd eat like 12.
That is a decent amount. $1.45 for a Modelo.
Yeah, now he has to
You're
Google
getting a Modelo,
144
and
times
I know you're.
12. It's 1,700 Modelos.
And
yeah.
you're not drinking lights, you're drinking a special.
No, and
'Cause
also-
my boy's special.
Also, I am making fucking micheladas, almost every single one of them, too. So I'm adding more sugar.
Dude, you're so fucking whimsical.
I do love a sweet drink, dude. I do love a sweet drink. I don't...
Every day's a quince with you.
I have never gone somewhere without getting a little drink on the way. Every time I go anywhere, I get a little soda or I get a little coffee.
You boys ever been to a quinceañera?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Not,
good.
don't tell my probation officer. But yeah, yeah. I've been when I grew up, because I grew up in like Hawthorne, California, before I lived in Sacramento.
Right.
All of our neighbors were Mexican or Guatemalan or some kind, right?
Yeah.
And they would all throw children's birthday parties and quinceañeras and stuff.
Nice.
And it doesn't matter if you're 8 years old. That party is going till 3 or 4 a.m. And they
Yeah.
would have bands there and barbecues. It was the first time I ever saw like a pig roasted. And my dad is so tight. He'd always say, like, when we were little, like 7 or 8 years old, he'd always give us paper plates or even plates from our house and say, hey, go over and get plates of food from the neighbors. And so the kid, well, you know, as a kid, I'd just show up at the door. The Mexican neighbors knew exactly what was going on, laugh, invite me in, fill the plate up for my dad. My dad didn't even have to go over there. He'd be like, if I go over there, they're just going to talk to me for a few hours, man. He's like, I don't want to talk for a few hours.
I went to work, I'm tired.
Yeah, they ruled, man.
I'm trying to homeschool my kids.
Dude, my dad can't do any like math or any of that either. And it's so
He
funny.
wanted to pass that on as a family tradition.
One time, my dad,
Sorry,
he
cheap
wasn't
joke.
pretty much. No, yeah, I got my intellect from my dad. I got my body type from my mom. But my dad, he was supposed to be like taking care of us. We were homeschooling one day, but my mom was working at Starbucks and he wasn't working that day. And he doesn't know any of this shit, so he's
What'd
just
you
in
do
the
for work,
garage.
old man?
He was an audio video guy, like putting up TVs and stuff like that.
Word.
But he's in the garage and he comes in. He's like, "Hey, did you do your school?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm done." And he's like, "It's 10:30," and I was like, "Yeah, I did it all." And he just spanked the shit out of me. He just whooped me for a
What
bit.
age?
I was like 12, 13.
Don't you fucking lie to this,
Yeah.
man.
And then my mom came home and was like, "What happened?" He was like, "He said he did his school and he clearly didn't." And she was like, "Do you always do that?" I was like, "This is the first time. I just wanted to hang out with dad." And my parents were like, oh, he just wanted to spend time with his dad. Yeah, and I was like, no, I do this every fucking day. I'm retarded. I haven't learned anything, dude.
Look at our little boy, all red-eyed and red-assed, crying and beaten.
Just lying, just riffing in the moment. I just wanted to spend time with my dad. They were
Your
like,
ass is
"Oh,
as red
man."
as a michelada. You enjoy your day now.
That same ex-girlfriend I was talking about earlier,
Yeah.
I was telling her the story about, never actually doing school. And she told my parents that one day when we were out at dinner. She was like, when JT was homeschooled, he never actually read any of the textbooks you gave him. And they were like, what? And she was like, yeah, he was talking about it on stage the other night. He never did any of that. And my mom was like, that's really difficult to hear. We really
of
tried our
trust.
hardest to homeschool him. She was like, yeah, he just lied to you guys. And I was like, yeah, sorry. There's something wrong with her.
So what's your drink of choice? Favorite drink in the world?
Was she doing that to piss you off? Or?
No, she was
whoa.
not a malicious person. Honest to God, she was not like a mean person at
And
her
just in
heart.
conversation.
I'm not even. This sounds like a mean thing, but
You
I think
fucking rat.
I think she had like autism or something because she would do that to me all the time.
She's blab?
Yeah, or like I would tell her an embarrassing story about someone privately, and then she would bring it up to them in front of me, like, "Oh yeah, hey, JT told me about how you pissed your pants in front of all those guys at a gas station." And they'd be like, "Oh, he said that to you?" I'm like, "Yeah, sorry, yeah." Oh, she did that all the time too.
God damn.
Crazy.
Did it piss you off?
Yeah, it mostly just hurt my feelings. It never made me mad. It was just something where I was like, I think she just doesn't, She was always. I didn't really realize that it wasn't malicious at the time.
Yeah.
I thought she was trying to like dunk on me and be mean.
Yeah.
And so like I didn't really know how to respond at the time.
You thought she was trying to put you in awkward situations on purpose.
100%.
That's what you'd go to immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And it wasn't until I got older and I just realized like, oh, she was just also socially awkward. She was also just as nervous as I was. She was also, we were just two weird people.
Some people, when they get nervous, they just. Beep.
Yeah. Hey, me, I'm gonna do that no matter what. Nervous, happy, sad. I got something to say. I got something to say. I do. I can't help it.
I just shut down.
That's smarter. I wish I had that demon instead.
Yeah.
It's the same demon, just talking through different sides of the head, baby. It is.
So, Sal Cincinelli, one of the most interesting things is that this guy offs himself, blows his brains out on a dance floor, traumatizes a room full of people. The cops go through everyone's phones and demand, and they just clear everything. And then the cops work with the feds to work with the newspapers so that there's nothing.
No information about
Nothing.
it. No information about it.
I remember hearing about it organically.
Yeah, from people
By
that were
just
working.
living around here. That's how I found out about this story.
And you brought up the thing about his sister too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
go ahead.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking here. It says New York Post article, which I don't know how reliable.
This information's accurate though.
On
Okay.
certain times.
But basically, what happened was apparently the sister and him were best friends, and she freaked out after he died, and then all of a sudden she got caught on a conspiracy to kill her husband, even though that she's a cop. I don't know. Let's see where
The idea that like she may have possibly been framed.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it
After.
sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely have to like look into that.
Scheming to have her estranged husband killed. Also, like, who's killing your estranged husband?
No.
Maybe like your current husband. I'll kill that motherfucker. But
You don't.
I don't even
Jimmy,
know
there's so much hate in the way you said that. I was like,
I don't
whoa.
even know where the estranged guy is.
I'll kill that motherfucker. Oh, Jimmy, oh my God.
Dude, if I had an ex-husband, I would think he'd be a bastard.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of those things where you kill the person you're married to and you see every goddamn day because you're gonna get some insurance money. Estranged, just fucking sign the
Gotta get it in.
papers and
Sign the
bang
papers.
someone new.
Sign the contract. Come and fight me.
Do you have a tattoo of your wife's name on you?
Yeah, on my neck.
No, I know you do. I was asking him.
No,
Jim?
I don't have any tattoos.
Really?
I think if I was gonna get a tattoo, I would get a wedding ring.
That's going to be I hate wearing a wedding ring.
Yeah.
I think jewelry is gay.
Well, I like having my earrings. The problem is my hands.
you're like, I think jewelry sucks, and you're like, oh yeah, well my earrings
Well,
are.
the earrings are good because you don't realize that they're there. But like the fucking ring, I just play with all day long.
And you have to take it off when you train.
Yeah.
Yeah. So every morning I take it off and then I put it back on. I go, I'd rather just get a little line right there.
Yeah.
That first week after the honeymoon or whatever, like, how does it feel walking around with that ring on?
I mean, I guess you kind of forget about it.
Pretty quickly, yeah.
Yeah.
But I do play with it all the time.
I play with it
fuck
nonstop.
constantly. But I'm not thinking about it,
Right. Yeah, you?
Same boat. I'm always playing with it, always fiddling with it. I'm always touching my wife's ring. I'm always grabbing that ring.
What freaked me out is my dad, he had his wedding ring on for so long and he just never took it off that his fingers grew around it.
Yep.
So he couldn't take it off
Yeah.
until they cut it.
Yeah, that's not uncommon.
Hey, that's a loyal ass mate.
Yeah, I mean, fucking Irish Catholic, baby. He's not going nowhere.
He's got 9 children and he's strong.
Dude, I am one of 6.
Oh, I thought, yeah, okay, yeah. I thought it was
And my
7 or 8.
grandparents have hated each other for as long as I can remember. They're still fucking married, dude. They're
Yeah,
not
they
going
probably
anywhere.
still
I
fuck
thought you
too.
said, I think you're like, they're still fucking.
They're still fucking.
They probably are.
That's rules, dude. There's nothing better than angry sex.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's pretty up there.
I wouldn't.
I
I've
love
never had
a
angry
joyous love sex
before.
is so much better, but like hate sex is pretty.
I don't
good.
know why I pretend like I've had angry sex before.
What?
I've never had angry sex. That's such a lie.
No?
I've never had angry sex.
What?
No, if someone's angry at me, my feelings
You,
are hurt.
you
I don't
must.
have
You
sex.
simply must.
Yeah, I mean,
I implore you.
If my wife was like, "Hey, I'm angry at you. Let's have sex," I'd be like, "No, you need to stop
would
being
say
angry at
no?
me." Yeah, I'd be like,
What?
"You can't be angry at me. That will hurt my feelings."
What about like a role
That's
play?
how we get through it. Is we have the angry sex and then we're happy afterwards.
No, well, you have to have happy sex. Then you can be happy afterwards.
Happy sex is better than
I
hate
couldn't
sex,
imagine
but you
being
have the
angry
hate
during
sex
sex. I'm so
sometimes so that
happy
you can
during
have the
sex.
happy sex next.
You couldn't make me angry during sex. I mean, it'd be hard. You'd be hard pressed to find a way to make
Even
me
if she was
angry
going
during
like
sex.
this, yeah, like grabbing your nipples, pinching them.
I'd probably get into it. Anything that happened to me during sex, I just now enjoy.
She'd go like this.
You know, yeah, that would just awaken something in me. That's it. If my wife was like, oh, hey, I'm mad at you. Now I gotta punch you in the face while you fuck me. I'd be like, okay, now it just takes punching me in the face to make me come. You made your job harder, bitch. Good job.
Hey, you added another step.
Yeah. Hey, have fun with that. Good job. Now I have to get punched in the face while we do it.
Now there's one more key to starting the engine.
That was already pretty easy to start. Man, I remember my dad used to have this like old school meme up on his office, like a photo that someone had printed out and given to him pre-email stuff, and it was like a dashboard, like an audio video, like soundboard looking thing, and it said women, and then below it, it was just a button and it said men, and it was like, that's turning on men and turning on women. And I didn't get it until I was older. Yeah. But I asked my dad, I was like, what does this mean? He's like, women are complex and men are simple. And I was like, oh, I get it. Now I'm like, oh, my dad was talking about how it's hard to make women horny and make them come. Yeah. It's difficult. It's difficult compared to how easy it is to make me come. Difficult.
Yeah.
It's pretty difficult for me.
Yeah.
To come.
Oh, yeah. Well, but you don't have a difficult boner. You have a difficult blasting.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the best case scenario.
We gotta clip that for the ladies. Clip that so Sam can post that. No, it's not a problem with the boat. It's only a problem I just can't come. I can just have to keep fucking. Show him your abs. Show him. Stand up and show him your abs, and we'll talk about how you can't come, but you can stay hard. Yes, he's.
I've been
his
sick
abs
and
are
I
looking
haven't
fucking,
eaten.
So, but because of that, his abs are looking fucking tight. Absolute fucking cum gutters, dude. His body's looking absolute snatched
there are
up
gutters
right
for
now.
sure.
Yeah. He's looking snatched up. If anyone's gonna talk about not being able to come,
If
and having
anyone's
a
gonna
hard
chain
dick, he
me
should
to a
take over.
radiator, black snake mow me. If there's a woman out there, a southern woman, who's like, I'm a black snake mount him.
What's that movie about?
You've never seen that movie?
I remember
Have
seeing
you
the
seen Black Snake
commercial,
Moan?
and it's like Samuel L. Jackson, and he just has like a little white girl on a chain. And I think it's. Can I guess? Can I guess what I think the movie's about?
Yes. This is funnier.
I think I'm right.
Can you pull it up? I haven't seen it in years, so I want him to guess. I want to say my best memory, and then I want to compare all the three.
I think Black Snake Moan is about a crass Christian Southern black man
You're correct.
that somehow kidnaps or gets involved with a young girl.
Correct.
And he is essentially incel schooling her. So he's gonna make her so she's not having sex with people or doing drugs or whatever her.
Yes, that's all part of the movie.
Is it?
Yes.
So I'm not even fucking with you right now. All I've seen is that scene that was in the commercials where he's pulling the chain and she looks like all worn out and she was trying to run away, and I'm like, oh, this guy kidnapped this woman somehow. And he's like essentially re-educating her. Like it's the Steve Harvey dream, dude. He's the extreme Steve Harvey. He's going extreme, think like a woman, act like a man. You know what I mean? Or think like a man, act like. Well, he's doing that. He's enacting those books' principles onto this woman. That's what he's doing.
This is the opposite flip coin of Monsters Ball. These two movies came out that first Bush era. Second,
Justin Timberlake was in it.
So the plot of this movie is like Justin Timberlake goes to the war in Iraq, and when he's gone, his girl, which the love interest is who again? Christina Ricci, yeah, and she starts like cheating on him, and he's like overseas, and so then Samuel L. Jackson kidnaps her and is like, "What the fuck are you doing with your life?"
Because she's
tramping around.
Because she's doing a Jody while he's out?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
And he's like, I got to teach you the ways of like how to be a woman. And it's like this like very pseudo-sexual imprisonment thing. I mean, look at the art. It's meant to be this like sexual thing. And it's the opposite of Black Snake Moan. The opposite of his Monsters Ball with Halle Berry and Billy Bob Thornton, where like have you guys seen that movie?
No, I don't know what Monsters Ball is.
Oh my god! I guess I just love movies from the War on Terror era.
Yeah.
That's like it was a terrible time for movies, and I just am so fascinated by. That's a movie where Billy Bob Thornton is he's in charge of executing people at a Mississippi prison, and he executes this dude, and he meets the widower, the ex-wife of the guy he kills, and it's Halle Berry, and he seduces her. And he sleeps with the woman of a guy he killed, and he becomes not racist through the hottest woman alive.
Good pussy will change your mind, dude. Good
Honestly,
pussy makes you think, damn, it's time to heal the divide.
Literally, that's the
Yeah.
plot of the movie.
Absolutely.
So these two movies are like using like sex and race and war and murder and this violent, really just like depraved way to look at humanity.
It's a lot like this podcast.
Yeah, sexual.
I'm also, my jokes were true about Black Snake Moan.
Yeah, everything you said was correct.
That Wikipedia thing,
Yeah.
that was like dead on.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't get like the big thing, which is like, you know, soldier's wife, and then it seems like the soldier comes back, and maybe she was pregnant. I don't know. We switched to Monster Call
she
too
never gets
quick.
pregnant, but he comes back, he survives, and he definitely didn't commit war crimes, and everyone's happy.
He definitely didn't commit war crimes. He wasn't out there very long at all. It sounds like the worst soldier we sent out there.
yeah, he didn't secure a pipeline.
Yeah.
You know, turns out he didn't get any oil over there.
Dude, I remember being at McDonald's, and this is like 2007 or 2008, and talking to this
Good.
guy that had just gotten back from
Oh, no.
Afghanistan, and he was joking. He goes, now I'm going back as a PMC. And he was talking about, he was like, and he goes, the last time they told me XYZ, 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 this time I'm going back to guard a pipeline. It's the same job. And he's like, I'm going back to the same place. I'm
And
getting paid way more.
2.5
but
times.
this time they're just saying, yeah, you're there to guard a pipeline. And it's like, wow.
There's no semantics.
Wow.
Your job is to be a thug in front of that natural resource, and if anyone says, hey, that's my country's, we want to nationalize it, bam, right between the eyeballs.
Yeah, not in my watch, buddy.
That's actually something that is happening more and more and more in Africa, which is why we're starting a war with Yemen.
Yeah,
we
it's-
need another war.
I
I
love
joke
the
about it
way-
in my act, but we need this country wants another war.
We're
with
ready,
Yemen.
yeah. It's funny, we've
You
been
can
knocking them
feel
down.
it.
Our next move is like Iran and Somalia.
And
That's
the-
like the goal there is to finally take up arms and really just take everything they have.
And the American public is so fed up with funding the war in Ukraine. Even the people on the left who used to be gung-ho about it, the people on the right were anti, the people on the left were for it. They're now so worn out, they go, what? What? There's no social security for my parents because they need a bridge in Donbass. But now they're so worn out with that war that they go, they want a war again in an Arab Yemen? Okay.
I guess
That's-
we could do
that's
another
what they-
Iraq and Somalia. I guess we could do that.
We got through okay, baby.
That-
we got some good movies.
That's the other thing is like China's been giving, you know, we can call it whatever we want. They call it soft power, but China's been going to like, you know, places in Africa and giving them like railroads and fucking China's the king of giving places railroads, tell you that much. Airports, bridges, roads, shit like that.
Infrastructure. Things that
Infrastructure.
help those communities.
Things that help those communities, and like we're like, China, if you don't fucking cut that shit out, I swear to fucking God, like all of the Western interests are so incredibly mad for China investing in these places
Yeah.
that we cannot wait to go and just fucking dismantle.
We go over there and we tell China, no, you're supposed to divide and conquer.
Divide and conquer, make them
You're
hate
supposed to
each
get them
other.
intoxicated on a drug.
In China's defense, dude, they're sending the most racist Chinese people out there. You can watch videos of like Chinese like mine owners or whatever just yelling at the Africans there, and those Chinese guys, they are loving it. Those Chinese guys over there, and it's a boss anywhere, man. A mine owner in any place is gonna yell at the
All
worker,
right,
dude.
let's show it.
Roll tape, roll tape. But yeah, those Chinese guys they're going crazy out in Africa for sure. Those Chinese guys, I'm talking about China. Those Chinese guys is how I refer to China.
One of the things that you and I, the three of us, Jimmy, JT, myself, want to do with this podcast is we want to build a fan base that will allow us to beg for $1 here, $2 or there, and then get a signature. We want to get y'all the signatures on a petition because we want to open up a few cases locally.
Yeah.
And one of them is Salvatore Cincinelli's death in Travis County. That's a case that went cold that I think, and it's got to be sealed by the Travis County court. And it's time to unseal it and tell us what the fuck happened.
And I talked to a private investigator a few years ago about this when I first was like, how do I find more information about this? And I was like, I would need to hire a PI. I talked to Ed Opperman about it. And Ed Opperman...
Explain.
Ed Opperman is like a private investigator that's like, he investigated a lot of Epstein's crimes, and so his claim to fame, the big thing that Ed Opperman did is during, when Sarah Palin was going to run for president, he outed her husband as someone who was buying prostitutes in Juneau, Alaska. And he was proving it, and he was about to take it on TV, and then they got wind of it, and so she had dropped out the day before it was on TV, so it just got published in newspapers instead. But he is the reason that Sarah Palin dropped out of the presidential elections whenever the year that she was actually had a shot at that. The year after she was going to be McCain's running mate. So what is that, 2012?
12,
Yeah. So he did that. He's the man. And he is the goofiest dude. I've been listening to him probably since I was like 23, 24, whenever he first had like a radio show online. And he's approachable. You can message him online. He's just a very unhinged evangelical Christian who knows more about like the deep state. He believes in the deep state as a cabal. Like, he's a weird guy that knows more about every conspiracy than you've ever heard in your life. And he's had the craziest guest on his show. Like, he had the cannibal cop that got arrested in New York on his show.
Yeah.
That one. He had Julia K. Brown on his show. Like, he's had, like, the heavy hitters on his show that's, like, the most interesting people. And I asked him, I said, how much would it cost to get a PI that's, like, as good as you? And he said, a couple grand a month.
Yeah.
He said a couple grand a
not
month to
cheap.
retain someone to consistently investigate this because it would
also
take
not
months.
Crazy expensive.
It's
Right.
not crazy. That was my conclusion too.
Yeah.
I think that
That's
if we
true.
can
I
get
have
a
such poverty
GoFundMe,
brain that $3K a month, I'm like, I'm ruined.
yeah, I mean, none of us could afford to hire this guy right now. But if we got like
People in New York are like, that's called rent for my one bedroom.
dude, that's rent in Austin, man. I have a house that's just under $3K.
Yeah, that's a 3K. Yeah, I say that 3K is not even a mortgage.
Yeah, $3K is not even a mortgage.
Yeah.
We live in like a bad neighborhood and have a shitty house. We don't even own it. We rent it. Less than $3,000. Barely less than $3,000. Like $2,600.
Yeah.
No, Austin sucks now. I used to pay $600 and I lived across the street from the deaf school. I had a big yard.
And that in perspective, the deaf have a great neighborhood.
They do.
They do.
They do.
Quiet.
The deaf have the best neighborhood. They really do.
Yeah, they don't blast music late at night, you know.
They're not fighting, fucking, or drinking. They're just chatting with their friends. Chatting, hang
Well,
out.
listen, we're over an hour.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
All right.
This was the Container Bar episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have so many other stories we want to talk about.
We do. We really do.
AJS3.
AJS3 is a
Andrew
big one.
Joseph Stock III.
That's another Austin specific. The Town Lake guy's another Austin specific. We have a lot of very Austin specific.
We have,
information.
and there's more I haven't even put on the docket. This is just a dark energy city.
Yeah, this is a modern Gotham.
It's so
A modern Sodom.
It's so safe. Don't let us like fearmonger you.
This
it's a nice, safe
is
city.
the Gomorrah of the U.S. Welcome to Babylon, Austin, Texas.
Austin, Texas. You hear your wife screaming. You try to open the doorknob, but there's too much blood on it.
I think Welcome to Babylon, Austin, Texas is a pretty good podcast name. Welcome to Babylon, Austin, Texas. That's a good
It's a
episode
bit
name.
long.
You don't like that? Okay, just say no, guys. Don't just look at me. What was the other one that you didn't like? Oh, Propaganda Machine.
That's not bad.
Didn't like that one.
All right, we'll think about it. some
I like
more.
Texas Free Radio.
That just sounds like NPR.
Yeah, it does sound like NPR.
I would even think about this. The Associated Press podcast,
Associated
go.
Press podcast. That's good.
because it sounds like the Associated Press,
Yeah.
but it's pressed, so they can't
So
sue
they
us.
can't
But we
sue
do
us.
the same font,
They can
same
still sue
color,
us.
everything.
Dumb Starbucks.
It's dumb Starbucks. Yeah. I
There
just
you go,
put this-
baby. But here's the thing. The thing that helped Starbucks, dumb Starbucks, was that it's a performance art piece. Literally a performance art piece.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Take me seriously?
Wouldn't dare.
I'm just chatting with my friends. All right, guys. This has been a late night episode. As always, Sam Castillo.
JT Kelley.
Jimmy Clifford.
Look us up online. Come see us live. And we'll see you on the next episode. Love you.
I'd go to war for you. I love you. I'd die for you.